Hi, it's Mark Beaumont and I'll be taking part in Doddie Aid 2025 to raise vital funds for research into motor neuron disease. And I'll be cycling, of course, the best activity of all. Beat that!
There's only one activity for us, rugby, just like Doddie.
Can we just go for a walk? We don't really do swim caps. No offense.
Well, I agree, ladies, but personally, I prefer something a wee bit more relaxing. Oh, for goodness sake!
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's all this talk about the best activity? It's about finding what works for you.
Whatever you choose to do, just make it count.
Join Doddie Aid today. Pick your activity, log your miles, and help us tackle motor neuron disease.
We're
in this together.
Try to keep up, Mark.
Sorry, did it? Oh, sorry, just catching up on the news there, catching up on the Scotsman. Hello, Happy New Year! It's 2025 and we're back with Doddie Aid. Yes! And I don't care what MD says, Lorraine off the telly, Mark Beaumont, Rob Wainwright, the stars of that video are those two belters at the end, out for a wander. Absolute genius. I love it. Good to see everybody. I hope you are well. It is cold and frosty up here in our nation's capital, but lots of you have been out and about doing all sorts. The Doddie Duke yesterday was grim, but well played to everybody that did it, especially Jackie, who got down and dirty in the puddle. Fair play, Jackie. Gold. I was peeing myself laughing when I saw that. Absolute brilliant. The First Minister has been out and about, inspired by Doddie Aid. We've got nearly 11,000 people signed up. 11,000 people. But the good thing is there's room for more. So keep it going. Keep signing people up. And now this year on the app, there's a way that you can get a little trophy as of Saturday if you sign up your buddy. So find a friend, get them signed up, and let's double that. Let's get 1 million more than 11,000. Hello, Amanda Perry, you wonderful person. That is a great photo, by the way. And there he is, the ever-present. He's like water. He gets everywhere. Richard Ellis, you absolute hero, who did a Doddie Duke in only the style known to him with absolute class. We're back with the live shows, but we've also got a little bit of pre-record action for you as well. So there's loads going on. Make sure you download, get all your pals signed up to the app, copy the link, send it to all those WhatsApp groups you've ever been included on, all those parent groups, all those stag do's and hen parties. Get it fired out there and get everybody signed up. Now, we're nations this year. We have come together under that British Lions banner. And there was the Instagram takeover at the 1872 Cup. I hope you are all tuned in, all you Instagrammers, and you saw the My Name is Doddie takeover on the 1872 Cup day. Have a look back. Get involved. Follow everything. Share everything. Like everything. Let's swamp social media with Doddie Aid and all the good stuff that you people are doing. Happy New Year, Simon. Great to see you. Now, because we've got our countries, we've got England with Gabby Logan and the Anton Dubek. We've got Wales with Sam Warburton and the wonderful Laura Jane Jones, who has been getting involved. We've got Scotland, of course, with Super Ali and Lorraine off the telly. And we've got Ireland with Jimmy Nisbet and the fabulous Edel McMahon. What an absolute hero. Scientist, rugby player, Doddie Aid supporter. We managed to have a great chat with Edel just a few days ago. She can't be with us live tonight because she's training, because she's a professional rugby player, Ireland captain. But here's what she had to say. We're in two parts, and this is part one with Edel McMahon. Edel McMahon. Edel, Ireland international, carving it up, playing for all sorts. The Clovers, Exeter Chiefs, but you've chosen to get involved with Doddie Aid. It's brilliant to have you with us. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Cheers.
And you're back on the farm. You're putting in some graft over the period.
Yes, I do love coming home, even if it's only for a short stint, just to get back to my roots and to keep me grounded, you know.
I bet the farm keeps you pretty grounded. So let's tell the audience a little bit about you. Now, what I know, I absolutely love. So any farmer tends to be strong, powerful, with a big heart. So the game of rugby sounds like it's ideal for you. But you played a lot of other stuff first, didn't you?
Yeah, I suppose coming from Ireland, I think everybody grows up either in a GA house of hurling or football. So where I'm from, we're a big football and parish. So yeah, football was my first love. Did athletics, did all sorts, but played competitively for county for quite a number of years, and dabbled a little bit in AFL as well for our club and abroad. But yeah, rugby then held strong when I fell into it, and it's been my passion since.
Typical humble farmer. Yeah, I played a bit of that and I dabbled in AFL. You didn't just dabble in AFL, did you? What's AFL? Explain AFL.
It's Australian football. I suppose in Ireland it's it's a make-do sport, I suppose, of it looks like a rugby ball. It's played a bit like our Gaelic football, and it's a massive sport in Australia. And you know, funny enough, I think Irish players transition very well over there. I think currently there's enough players in the Irish from Ireland playing in Australia to make a proper competitive league of just Irish players. So they're carving it up abroad. But yeah, we've played for the Irish national team in Sweden and played in Amsterdam, and I was very lucky to be on the teams that won those European competitions. So yeah, that's my dabble of AFL.
I love it. Irish playing Aussie rules in Amsterdam and Sweden and winning the European Aussie rules championship. It's just class. You don't get enough of that on BBC Sports Personality of the Year.
No, honestly, when you look into every sport, you could go anywhere with it. Yeah, when it was in Amsterdam, it was my first competition as well. From a club perspective, we were representing Ireland, and we never played with the girls. Knew some of them from football, knew some from rugby, and they just plunked us all together, and we ended up winning the competition. I think not conceding a single point, so it was pretty impressive.
You're not somebody to mess with. And then rugby, I suppose lots of people started to say to you, listen, have you tried rugby? Have you thought about rugby? And you got into it. And before you played for Ireland, you played for the Barbarians. That's a pretty special claim to fame.
Yeah, that was that came at a time as well. I had obviously been in the squad in 2016 in the extended squad, and I picked up an injury. I ruptured my Achilles, so that set me out for like a minimum 9 months, if not a year. So the World Cup squad in 2017 I missed out on, and then got myself back playing again. So that fell just maybe a couple of months after I got back playing. So it was really special for me because I'd been through such a hard patch of injury, just starting off in the sport, not really knowing if I was good enough for international, and then getting the call up to be the first uncapped in such a historic fixture for women's rugby, and then for the Barbarians itself. And I got to play with amazing players. Like, I think I always got the mick taken out of me from my brothers that I contributed 0 caps to a 1,026 capped international team. I was like, cheers, thanks.
Hey.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. I have my jersey actually right there behind me. It's that's my pride and joy. But yeah, it was an amazing experience, and yeah, it showcases everything that is about rugby, the spirit, why you play it, the culture, the off pitch, the on pitch, and then just having a bit of fun. So that was class.
That's a whole other podcast to talk about off the pitch of the Barbarians. We're not getting into that one here. And then Claire Malloy played a bit of a part in your story. She obviously saw a lot of potential in you.
Yeah, Moll, for my first cap for Connacht, actually, she was flanking with me. She just flew over from the UK. She was playing at Bristol. And obviously, like all us Irish, we love coming home and getting to play and represent teams or clubs in our beautiful country. So when we ever get the opportunity, we jump at it. So I got to flank with her, and I knew who she was, and I thought she was unbelievable. And then we started to play with each other then in an Irish setup, and even though we were both back rows, we both got on very well. So it was kind of, she said to me after we lost to Wales in 2019 that I needed to look at going over to England and playing some rugby over there. And I kind of took it seriously actually and started to look at those avenues and landed in Wasps, the same very clubs that she was in as well. So she's definitely played a part in me going overseas, and I know she's retired now, but we still keep in touch as well. So it's really nice to have that special bond with people, even though some careers might have ended, but you're still in yours as well.
And your career's just, well, there's been challenges obviously, but you've kept going. And this year, I mean, there's one game in particular that must just stand out above all others. As a Scotsman, I'm not sure I'm ever going to live to see our men's team or our women's team ever achieve what you've done this year. Tell me all about it.
Beating the Black Ferns and being complete underdogs was just the extra cherry on top. When I first watched one of my first international games, I went to watch the women's team play. It was in France in the 2014 World Cup. So I was in those stands that when it's on replay and they're watching, it pans across the Irish crowd that are in the stand, like cheering, like you can see me in it, like jumping for joy when Ali Miller scores in the try and then Briggsy slots it over. So, and we lived that game every single night. Like whatever games were on during the day, we'd come back to our campsite and they'd put on the New Zealand game again. So there was quite a lot of emotions about being involved in a Ireland-New Zealand fixture, having that being only our third fixture then of history. So it was 1 for 1. But yeah, it was very surreal. It was very full circle moment from where I started with my career, and to be involved in a team and to captain a team to go and beat them as well was amazing. So yeah, it's a career highlight for sure, and it's memories that I will always have with the squad. Like we didn't want to leave the pitch afterwards. Then we were in the dressing room. No one wanted to leave the dressing room. There was girls that had to go do anti-doping testing, and they were like drinking their water, trying to get it finished. And they're like, oh, I want to stay for this song. And then we're drinking more. And then they were about to leave. And then another song comes on and they run back because they don't want to go just yet. So that was kind of the recurring theme of the evening, until the manager's like, right, okay, we definitely need to leave now. So it was, I'll always have those memories.
And looking ahead to this year, you know, there's never been a bigger year for women's rugby than this year. Yeah. You must be absolutely buzzing for the whole thing. I've got my tickets for the opening game of England against America at Sunderland. I'm going to a stag do, believe it or not, for the England game in Brighton. Big handsome Sean, who's the England manager, his stag do. So lads going to women's rugby for stag do. I mean, the world has changed, but you must be buzzing for the whole thing.
Yeah, even you saying that's crazy. Like that's now in the agenda. Oh, there's a World Cup game on. Let's go. Let's do a stag. It doesn't matter if it's women's or men's rugby, but huge year for women's rugby, especially it being so close to Ireland for us. I know we're trying to create this green wave that we've got going the last year and a half with the momentum of our team, and bring as many as fans over across to England. And I'm sure the Scots and the Welsh will say the exact same. You know, we're almost near home soil. So it's going to be huge. I can't wait.
Sorry, just catching up again on the Scotsman there. Just catching up on last week's news. How good is Edel McMahon? Absolutely buzzing to have her as part of it. Out training tonight, recruiting her teammates. So hopefully we're going to grow those numbers for Team Ireland. Come on, Team Wales. Mark Williams and those Defiance League supporters, get involved. We need more Welsh. England, nah, you're doing okay. You're fine. You'll be fine. Come on, England and Ireland. Get on with it. Get on with it. And good to see Kevin is tuned in from Dublin's fair city. Good on you, Kev. Lovely to have you with us. So, all things happening. Yesterday was quite a day. My family bailed out on me, so it was a Doddie Duke on my lonesome. I had to educate our Welsh manager, Mark, on what Duke is. So hopefully our colleagues from the other nations in the British Isles are learning some terminology here and how to speak proper like. So the Doddie Duke happened yesterday. People have been out walking, running, rowing, all sorts already. And Big Handsome Sean, our Team England manager, has put together a montage. So look very carefully and see if you can spot yourself or someone you know. And here's the big thing. Make sure you're on social media. Hey, you got a little bit excited there, Sean. Hey, you're cutting me off. Make sure you're sharing all this stuff so that we can pick these photos up and get you on next week's montage. Tag Doddie Aid, tag the nations, tag your captains, spread the word. Now we're going to cue the montage. Go for it, Shawnee boy. Well done, you wonderful people. And that man that's like water and gets everywhere, Richard Ellis, made at least one appearance, if not two. Brilliant to see all that going on. I have the cards on the table here. I did the Doddie Duke yesterday, and there is evidence. Today and yesterday, I struggled to walk the length of myself. So I have contributed absolutely hee-haw to the Scottish totals. And on your app, if you did the Duke, you should be able to claim your Duke trophy. So you can add that on your app. So get involved, take a screenshot and share that all over the place. Did you get your Duke trophy? Now, Doddie Aid, why are we here? What's the point? Well, hopefully we all know that. Yes, we want to get together, have fun. We want to exercise. We want to bring in the new year in the best possible style. But it's all to put pennies in the pockets of the foundation so that that can then go to the researchers, because we need to find treatments. We need to find a cure for MND. We need to stop this thing happening. We're in this together, and it's not incurable. It's just underfunded. So we want to reach as many people as we can so that we can collect as many pennies as possible. And we want to make this thing better. Now, we're about to be joined by someone that I've only got to know in the last little while, but what an absolute legend. You might have seen her story. You might be following on Facebook her story from up north near Inversnecky in Muirvord. The magnificent Sheree Gregg is going to join us now and tell us all about her motivations and her MND story. Hello there, how are you?
I'm all right. Hi, Bruce. Thanks for having me.
I'm delighted to have you. And up there in Inverness, you've got a dusting of snow, I believe.
We certainly do. Yes, not too much. Not too much.
You've been a bit bedridden because you're struggling, so I'm absolutely delighted you're able to join us.
I've got the dreaded lurgy, as we'd call it in Scotland.
The dreaded lurgy. Well, it's class to see you, Sheree. For those that don't know, give us a bit of a history of you and your story.
Well, if anyone's obviously watched things that have been going about recently, my story's kind of out there. So I was diagnosed with motor neuron disease back in 2019. I was 28 years old, studying nursing, just about to finish my final year. And yeah, 18 months of tests, and then to have that, it was not expected. I thought it could be anything else but that, you know. I just don't. It's really hard to explain just how devastating any diagnosis could be. But one such as motor neuron disease really does hit home. And it's not just the person, it's everyone else around them.
And you went into nursing, obviously, with a desire to help other people and make life better for other people. And you had what you thought were symptoms. You'd started to notice things about yourself, and then you were actually in a lecture where they were talking about motor neuron disease.
Yeah, I certainly was, Bruce. So back in about 2018, when I was still getting tests done, I sat in a lecture, as you do, and it was my specialist nurse at the time, and he gave a lecture on motor neuron disease, explained some of the symptoms. So it went on about the fasciculations, cramps, movements, and I thought, this isn't right. There's something just, but I still didn't think it was motor neuron. I just didn't think it. But to sit through a lecture on it was quite surreal. And then to meet my motor neuron disease nurse about a year later, and he recognised me because I was in the front row. You know, you don't expect to find someone in a room of 100 odd people, but it does affect 1 in 300, and people have to remember that. And
part of the campaign where we had people in the 4 capital cities holding up signs with statistics for those countries, the number of people being diagnosed is reasonably high. You know, this is frequent, and that was one of the things you were trying to get over, or you are still trying to get over, that this is not rare.
No, it certainly isn't. And I thought it was fantastic, you know, that campaign, everyone going out and just showing how devastating it can be. Some of those statistics I had no idea of. I've even had family recently getting in contact with me asking, I didn't realise it was 1 in 6. It affects more men than women. So we're getting that information out there, and that is vitally important.
And the role that the foundation has played, and Doddie Weir, you know, you talking about 2019, so we're just before COVID and lockdown, and you know, Doddie Aid began then in that lockdown. So there was lots of things that happened. How has that been? How has the foundation supported you?
The foundation supported me massively. I mean, in 2019, there is grants that people with motor neuron disease can have access to. And thanks to Doddie and this brilliant campaign that we have going on, people like myself and others have been able to have timeouts where they can go away with their family. I decided to go to Amsterdam and do 2 birds with 1 stone and go to a heavy metal gig as well. So, you know, why not? You have to do it. If you're going to just do it, do it.
And so music was a big passion of yours, wasn't it?
Huge.
And, or still is a passion, but playing music was a huge passion for you.
Yeah, I played for about 16 years before I had to give it up.
But
So I started playing when I was
going to
12 years
concerts
old.
is still a big deal.
Yeah, I managed to get a few concerts in this year and a festival. I'm quite proud of myself. I managed a 4-day festival, got flooded, everything.
Class. Well, Rob Wainwright will be on you very soon to make sure you get to Doddie Fest on call.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah, that you could be guest of honour there. And Doddie, and you know, when Doddie was diagnosed, he stamped his feet and started throwing things and making life difficult. When we were chatting earlier, you were saying that you weren't really ready to tell people your story. Tell me a little bit about that journey of going from somebody who was probably dealing with it themselves and their own little circle to now being, you know, you've been on the news, you've been in the papers, you're now on talking to us. You know, your name within the MND community is now, I suppose, well known. What was that journey like? Because that's something we probably take for granted a little bit.
It has been very surreal. In the beginning, when I was diagnosed, I was in the papers, my story got out there. I was asked to do interviews and I declined. I think given my age, I was in complete denial. Yeah, I just didn't think it could still be MND. And so for me to go ahead and do these interviews, it just didn't feel right at the time. And mentally, I just wasn't there. And come now, over the past year, I feel I've done so much. And being involved in this was something that I never expected would happen. And it all came from just doing a walk, a 10K walk. So just to be a part of this is amazing. You know, the journey has really, yeah, it's just very surreal to be live just now. I'm just saying.
It's incredible, and we're so honoured to have you with us. Now, you say that 10K walk. There's a lot of people watching this that the thought of doing a 10K walk is no thanks. You did a 10K walk, but I'm guessing there was more than just doing the walk. It was, well, you tell me, what else did you get out of it other than the 10K walk?
I didn't want to do the walk. It was very spontaneous. I only signed up about a week before. It's just a ticket off, just go for it, do it. And I seen that My Name's Doddie Foundation were actually supporting and would be there at the marathon and everything like that. And I thought this is a really good opportunity to honour those that have motor neuron disease, those still fighting it, and those that we have lost, such as Doddie Weir, Rob Barrow, everyone, and those that are nearest and dearest to us. So that's what was behind it. And every step that I took, I was dragging the right leg, arm in a sling because the left arm doesn't work. It looked quite unusual, should we say, but I didn't come last.
That's one of the most Scottish things I think I've ever heard. I love it. I absolutely love it. Sheree, this community that none of us want to be part of, or we would have chosen, but we're in it and we're together. I spoke to somebody about 6 weeks ago whose mum has got a diagnosis, a bit like you, isn't quite ready to at the beginning, not quite ready to tell too many people, still trying to figure it out herself. And I said to her, look, you've joined a community that, just like I said there, we don't want to be part of it, but we are. I said, but I think it's really helpful. I think you're in the right place. How would you describe this community that has been formed?
The MND community is huge. And if that woman, to begin with, when you are first diagnosed, it is a bombardment of information and you really don't know what to do with it all. You get equipment thrown at you, physio thrown at you, you've got about 10 different specialists and you really don't know what to do with everything going around in your head. But with having the MND community out there, you can speak to people that are in your situation, get advice, support, talk to people. It's all about being together and just supporting each other through this journey. And everyone has a completely different journey when it comes to motor neuron disease. Completely different.
Yeah, we're absolutely with you. Doddie and Tilly took a growth spurt and went from a 5-foot childhood giant to an absolute giant of a human. Loved horse riding. and you know was destined to be on a horse rather than play rugby. You found horse riding, and you were saying to me you're literally back on the horse on Tuesday. How's that helped?
It's been brilliant ever since I started. I started riding about 2.5 years ago. So there is some videos of me out there when I first started, and trust me, it doesn't look pretty. You know, trying to get on and off is just not pretty. Riding's not pretty. But I've come on brilliantly with my riding. I've gone from toe stoppers and ladder reins to just riding normally. And the sense that I get from riding a horse, you can't explain it. It's just pure freedom, being on a horse. They are my legs at that time.
And I suppose that feeling is probably helped that that's what you're concentrating on. You're in that moment, you know, like when you're playing sport or people here who are out for a run or cycling, you've got something to focus on and put all your energy and emotion into. So you must, when you get off the horse, there must be a great sense of satisfaction.
And relief as well. I'm off the horse.
You're braver than me. I'm scared that there's no chance you're getting me on a horse.
No need to be scared of horses, honestly. But they can sense that.
Well, that's probably why. Sheree, it's been brilliant speaking to you. I don't want to let you go though without giving you the opportunity to bang the drum, recruit people, tell people watching and people that we can share this with. What's your message to, one, sign up for Doddie Aid, but two, be aware of MND and to support this drive that we've got to try and find a cure?
Well, Doddie Aid, as everyone knows, is a huge campaign that's out there. We already had, 11,000 people, Bruce?
Yeah.
Signed up. Let's try and get everyone, your mum, your granny, your auntie. It doesn't matter. They could be sitting doing some chair exercises, go for a stroll, log your miles just even in the house, your regular steps, it all counts. And if you sign up to Doddie, you'll get your lovely snood Choose Your Nation, £20, and that all goes towards My Name's Doddie Foundation. Please sign up, guys, get involved and have lots of fun together.
Brilliant. And people are asking, Sheree, how we can follow you. So you're on Facebook with me, myself, and MND. What is it you're posting on there? I know because I follow you, but tell everybody else.
Me, Myself, and MND is a page that I set up just after I was diagnosed. It's really more of a blog, and I will post stories of awareness and such like. So if anybody does want to follow along on my journey of what I'm up to, be it my horse riding, swimming, Doddie Aid, of course, there'll be lots of that on there. So just follow along if you would like, and you can just keep up to date with what I'm up to in my journey going ahead.
Brilliant. And it's very good value. You mentioned some numbers there, Sheree. We're going to keep you here while we have a look at the leaderboard. So I think Scotland, as probably expected, are flying ahead of things here. But we're trying to get the others to catch up. So let's have a look at the leaderboard, Shawnee boy, and see what we've got. So Scotland have almost covered 42. Is that miles? Sean, give me a nod if that's miles, or is that kilometres? Is it miles? That's miles. Scotland, 42,000 miles in 2 days. Team England have got almost 1,500 people signed up. Wales are ahead of Ireland. Wales are over 500 people. Come on, the Valleys, get signed up. Team Ireland, north, south, I don't care. Get yourself in there. That's pretty impressive. We're up to 50,000 miles already, Sheree. That's unreal, isn't it?
That's huge. I didn't actually expect it to have jumped that much since this morning.
That is just bonkers. Well, hopefully what we're doing is we're getting people to... Yeah, let's see if we can get that number up. I'm blown away by that. Almost 50,000 miles in 2 days. That is outstanding. So what does the future look like for you just now, Sheree, for Doddie Aid? Horse, a bit of swimming. How else will you be getting up your miles?
Well, obviously just steps around the house. Maybe try and get some extra steps in the house. My horse riding, of course, which is weekly. I do go to hydrotherapy sessions, so I'll be logging that too. And just everything else I'm up to. Just keep the Apple Watch on. That's what to do.
I love it. Sheree, it's been an absolute honour to have you on. I really appreciate it. Let's keep in touch. We look forward to following your story. And if there's anything any of us can do to help and support, please just give us a shout. But in the meantime, great to see you. Thank you.
It's been great. Thanks very much for having me, Bruce.
You're a star.
Right.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Just so inspirational. But you got to listen in there. Let's get people signed up. Sign people up as a present. Sign them up. Tell them that you're doing it for their goodness, but also because you want to stick another 20 quid in the pot. And let's sign some more people up. Or sign yourself up again. Use a different email address and get a snood for Wales or Ireland and help those people out as well. So we're on to some themes this week. The theme is go outside. Just get out. And I probably need to do that because the last 2 days, there's not been a lot of going outside. So get outside, go for a walk, log everything that you're doing. Let's try and rack this up. Let's see what we can make happen. On Sunday morning, Sir Chris Hoy is back with another Zwift ride, 10 a.m. The links will be all over the Doddie Aid socials. So if you are a Zwifter, if you're a cyclist, get that tartan lycra on and go for a bike ride. Chris Hoy will be there. I've got no doubt Wainwright will be there, probably up the front. There will be others joining. How cool is that to say that you've been on a bike ride with Sir Chris Hoy and you didn't even need a grifter and Paddy McGuinness? So get involved with all these things. It's going to feel good, I promise. And anything to raise the profile. You might be a social media person, great. If not, get on it. Let's spread the word. We need to make this go all over the UK and further afield, because I know Glenn Metcalf's in New Zealand, Graham Allardyce in New Zealand. They're making it happen for Doddie Aid. Now, I'm delighted to say we've got the second part of Edel. We've then got a few other bits and pieces to show you and to talk about. But for now, let's go back and have a chat to Edel McMahon, our Irish captain. Some of the players in the Sevens game who are now saying, hang on, you know, and there's one obvious one, you know, Ilona Maher, who has just sprinkled stardust over the whole thing. But some of the Aussie women are sticking their hat in the ring for it as well. So it's the dance everybody wants to be at.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This year we've kind of struck the balance between the Sevens program and the 15s, and girls working back and forth and trying to contribute to both programs so that we can get, you know, the success out of women's. Joe does that with those girls, and similarly with like USA. I mean, Edel is also here playing the Premiership, and yeah, they've got stars sprinkled across the team as well. So it's going to be very competitive.
It's exciting. It is very exciting. And Edel, you know, we're brought together because of motor neuron disease and Doddie's Foundation. I'm absolutely stoked that you're involved to take on the leadership of the Irish team alongside Jimmy Nisbet. What was it that helped you, convinced you, twisted your arm to get you involved?
What as I said to Anna, who contacted me about it, like, she's funny. We spoke bit about my background in science. I went to NUIG to study for science and research as it is, and when she reached out, and I was like, I've already heard of Doddie Aid. Like, it's such a figurehead in terms of charities and sport and rugby, and it's a very special community. Everybody, I think, wears the scarf, or yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's renowned across rugby. So to have the opportunity to do my bit and hopefully bring along some Irish support and to raise some money for a well needed motor neuron disease research. It happens everywhere as well, and if I can play my part in raising that awareness in Ireland and to help this brilliant charity and foundation, I'll try and do my bit.
I absolutely love that. What a drop the mic answer. Yeah, these are ideal because they get rid of double chins instantly. So I can
Well, they're perfect now for the winter as well, you know.
Ideal. And getting involved in, you've heard of it, and you're in Exeter playing, you're back in Ireland and representing Ireland. Is it something you think you're going to be able to help spread the word? Are we going to be able to see some of the Chiefs girls wearing their snoods before the games?
Yes, I hope so. So my snood just arrived. So I will definitely be wearing it out my walks in the Wild Atlantic Way in Ireland, and I'll be at home for the period over the Christmas. So I'm hoping that to get online, encourage my friends, family here in Ireland, encourage the girls in the Irish team to get involved, and the same in Exeter. So hopefully I can rally a few onto Team Ireland and get the miles up and running.
Sounds ideal. And you know, recently Kevin Simfield with my association has been round doing his crazy 7-7, but he visited Belfast, and the way the Irish community came out and supported that was absolutely superb. So we're looking for you to carry this on. Kevin Simfield's passed the baton on to. How does that feel?
I'm gonna have to come up. Maybe I'll have to reach out to people to give me some good ideas to maybe to do a rally. But yeah, the Irish are good for supporting. And like the other home nations as well, they get communities, and it can be really powerful as well when it's close and linked to home, and especially when it's such a good charity that's doing such amazing things already. So yeah, I've no faith in the Irish.
And on January the 1st, we have the Doddie Duke, where everybody disappears in the sea or the river or a lake or a pond. You've already mentioned you're on the Atlantic coast. That'll be a beautiful temperature for a dip on January the 1st this year, won't it?
Easy, yeah. I was already thinking about that. I was like, the dips in the water here, no problem. Like we're tough skinned down here at the west and along the whole coast. So these dips will be no problem to us, I think.
The budgie smuggler, we go. Yeah.
Budgie smugglers on and my snood on. That's all I need.
Ideal. Perfect. Love it. Looking forward to you sharing all those videos. I want to see all the farmers, the whole community down there getting into the Atlantic coast. Brilliant. So Edel, I'm going to let you take the floor. Give us a rallying call that can gather the people of the Emerald Isle together.
A rallying call, come on, team. Where?
Go for it. Come on, get people to sign up in Ireland.
All right. I'm on the spot here now.
Yeah, totally on the spot. Just give us a speech. Give us a speech to get people to sign up. Pretend you're the Minister of Ireland.
Oh wow. Okay. Team Ireland, are you challenged? Can you beat the other nations? Can you beat Scotland? Can you beat Wales? Can you beat England? Of course. Can we gather the most miles for neuron disease? Come on, team.
Love it. Ideal. Absolutely perfect. Edel, it's been an absolute honour to speak to you. I've loved it, and hopefully we're going to be able to catch up a fair bit soon. I'm looking forward to seeing you getting involved. Have you changed a bit before?
No, I haven't. So maybe we'll cross paths at some stage now.
Was that part of the deal, was it? Anna, I'm only getting involved if I get a chat with Jimmy Nisbet.
I heard that's why he wanted me involved, actually. He me out for me. Yeah.
Love it. Ideal. Edel, brilliant to see you. All the best. I'll catch up with you very, very soon. Thank you.
Cheers, Bruce. Thanks.
Love speaking to Edel McMahon, and I've got no doubt that was exactly how it worked. Jimmy Nisbet said, I'm only doing it if I get Edel McMahon as my other captain. She's going to be class to watch. She's going to be class to get involved. She's rallying the troops in Ireland. We want everybody involved. So come on, Kevin, Dublin. Come on, everybody. Get signed up. Get people in the snoods. Let's get people talking. We are having an absolute belter. We're on a Thursday night this week, but moving forward, we'll always be on Wednesday nights. More of that to come. We've had videos coming in from all over the place, but one of the most special ones that I got sent to me over the last couple of days, Kathy Weir, the magnificent Mary Doll, Doddie's wife, has sent a couple of pictures in. She was getting ready for the Doddie Duke, and she cracks me up anyway. But these videos were absolutely brilliant. If you haven't seen them on the socials, we're going to show you at least one of them just now. This is Kathy Weir trying to get people to sign up for Doddie Aid. Go for it, Kathy.
I hope you've all had a great Christmas. It is New Year's Eve, the eve of Doddie Aid. If you haven't signed up, it's not too late to sign up. Team Scotland, England, Wales, Ireland, doesn't matter, as long as you sign up. It's to help to raise funds for much needed research into motor neuron disease. I will be out riding, cycling, running, doing whatever it is that it is. It's great to get out in January, so get signed up and have a great time.
I love the giggle from the camera person as the horse decides that it's time to start racking up the miles. So you heard it. You heard it from Kathy Weir. If you're going to hear it from anybody, that's the person to hear it from. Get signed up. As I said, we are going to be here every Wednesday. It's going to be 7 o'clock live, and I promise we'll be finished in time for Traitors. And we need to see if we can get Claudia Winkleman involved. Imagine getting rid of the hood and getting a snood. That's what we need. We need a Doddie Traitors. I reckon who could be our Claudia? Let's have a think who our Claudia could be. Maybe we could get our England captain Gabby to be Claudia. I reckon our traitor would definitely be, well, Rory Lawson was a bit of a traitor. Kelly Brown. Kelly Brown started with Glasgow. I mean, that was nonsense. What was he playing at? I managed to get him back to the south, but we've had a few traitors. We've had a few. And some of you lot have got snoods from all over the place. So we'll definitely be finished in time for Traitors, I promise. It'll be every Wednesday night. We've got heaps going on here, loads to see. So please get involved and have a look at everything that's going on. Follow on the socials, share your pictures, tag people, encourage people, pester people to get them signed up. It's not incurable, it's just underfunded. There are too many people that we know with MND. There are too many people who are being diagnosed with MND. There's not enough going on. We've got people like the My Name is Doddie Foundation who are making a difference and making life better. And you and I can help that by signing up for Doddie Aid and trumpeting this cause, raising awareness of motor neuron disease, because there are still people out there that don't know what it is. And there are people out there who don't know the work that the My Name is Doddie Foundation is doing. But you do, and we do. So let's make sure that we get as much out of this month and a bit of Doddie Aid as we can to keep moving forward. We've raised millions, and we've raised the profile. And you've done that, and we've done that, from Hong Kong to New Zealand to Orkney to the good folk doing in Wallingford, to Wales, to Ireland. There is so much going on. Good shout, Katie Ross, Lorraine off the telly for our Claudia. There is so much going on. We're in this together. So come on, let's get people all signed up. I need a thumb up from Sean to make sure I've not missed anything. Have I missed anything, Shawnee boy? No, we are all good. Folks, it's been an absolute joy. We are back. Doddie Aid is here. We're 2 days old. We're 50,000 miles. We're 11,000 people. Your homework by the time I see you next week is to get somebody else signed up. Collect your little trophies on the app for the Doddie Duke, for the Buddy, for all those things. And let's make this the biggest and bestest Doddie Aid there's ever been. And if people aren't involved, let's make them jealous that they weren't involved, because this is going to be an absolute riot. We're going to leave you with a video, so stick around for that. It's been an honor and a privilege to be back with the Doddie Aid live shows. My name is Bruce Aitchison, and I think I might go out for a walk now. I might go now. It's cold and it's beautiful and it's time for a walk, and Maggie the dog wants to go out too. I'll see you all next week. If I don't see you in between times, look after each other, stick together. We're in this together.
Hi, Hey, it's Mark Beaumont and I'll be taking part in Doddie Aid 2025 to raise vital funds for research into motor neuron disease. And I'll be cycling, of course, the best activity of all. Beat that!
There's only one activity for us. Rugby, just like Doddie.
We just go for a walk. We don't really do swim caps. No offence.
Well, I agree, ladies, but personally, I prefer something a wee bit more relaxing. Oh, for goodness sake!
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's all this talk about the best activity? It's about finding what works for you.
Whatever you choose to do, just make it count.
Join Doddie Aid today. Pick your activity, log your miles, and help us tackle motor neuron disease.
We're
in this together.
Try to keep up, Mark.